I want to take a moment to speak to the report that came out just a few hours ago from the Department of Investigation. And of course, we'll be taking questions on that. But let me be really clear from the beginning, because there's a number of claims in this report, and there's many, many inconsistencies and inaccuracies. But let me put in perspective the way I see the bigger issues here. To me, public service, which is what I've devoted my entire life to, is a calling. It's nothing short of a calling. It is a duty. It has taken endless hours, of course, and a lot of challenges, but it's the right thing to do. It comes with very real costs. There's a lot of things you don't get to do in terms of time with your family or downtime. There's many, many challenges, but it's a choice a lot of us have made because we believe in public service. None of us, I think, expected this moment in history we're in, where our politics turned so bitter, and even within our own country we've seen more and more division, and that division play out in some ways in very violent, disruptive manner. We all saw that January 6th horribly in Washington, D.C. I think that was a shock to all of us, but we had seen precursors of that for years and years. I think not so long ago, we all assumed that public servants were safe and their families were safe. We don't have that assumption anymore. We know that that fraught reality of our politics has created a dynamic where there's much less safety, and in fact, families are also caught up in the reality. And the threats can come from anywhere at any time. Look, I'm honored to be the mayor of this city, but my first responsibility is as a father and a husband. And so I think of the safety of my family all the time. The ultimate decisions when it comes to safety must be made by security experts. The ultimate decisions on how to align security, how to protect those chosen by the people to lead, need to be made by the NYPD. Anyone who wants to understand those choices, or what the priorities are, or what works, or what's been learned over years of fighting terrorism, and now the internal violence we're seeing in this country, should turn to the NYPD. Very strangely, DOI did not do that. They did not turn to the security experts, even though I made abundantly clear who I turned to for guidance. DOI chose not to ask the very people who were in charge why decisions were made, why things were done to protect me, my family, and others they protect. To me, that omission is just plain unprofessional and unfair and inaccurate. It does a disservice to the people of this city, because you can't, as another agency, talk about what's right or wrong with public safety without actually consulting the public safety experts. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I don't think it's right, and I don't think it's clear. I don't think it helps people understand. So the bottom line to me, I have for 8 years, every day, tried to do to my level best what I believe is in the best interest in New York City. The things we talked about today, the fight against COVID, the efforts we've made to bring the city back, the fight against crime. I've devoted myself to this. I've tried to put everything I had into it and do always what I think is in the best interest of the people. I have acted in good faith. Always I've followed whatever guidance was given me. I've also constantly thought about the impact this is all having on my family, and thought about their safety, and deferred always to NYPD in terms of what's the right way to address that.